probably the biggest highlight was the first edition of the Face Up competition. This was an event where we actually had, over the last few months, been inviting recent graduates to submit themselves and their thesis, which was submitted to an independent jury which selected 3 finalists, and they came on stage in the closing plenary.
My thesis was about the European Green Fastlane project, and it was about enhancing the cargo acceptance policy for KLM Cargo for the trade lane from Billund towards Amsterdam. And we did this by redesigning the trucking schedule, secondly the acceptance policy and the data communication.
So what I'm looking at in my thesis is what would be the effect of made-to-measure packaging on parcel carrier networks. That sounds a lot, but it basically means you see a lot of air is shipped into e-commerce shipments, so the parcel contains a lot of air. And my question is if there are technologies that can reduce the size of a package, so reduce it, will that have an effect on the network of a parcel carrier?
So my thesis is about corporate sustainability initiatives in the fast fashion industry and the aspects of consumer awareness. Essentially, big players in the fast fashion business, they're implementing sustainability initiatives, and it's about assessing to what extent the mainstream consumer already is aware about these sustainability initiatives to then target or improve the communication towards these consumer groups.
From what I've seen at the World Cargo Symposium, I think there are a lot of good initiatives. However, if I have to specify, I can only speak from a perspective of KLM Cargo, and I know that KLM has a really dedicated department looking into innovations. And they actually try to do their best, but one of the obstacles that we're often facing is that it's really a cultural problem. It's a worldwide problem, and as airline, if you want to innovate, you have to also work together with the freight forwarders and the ground handling agents. And if they cannot handle your innovative systems, you'll be right back, as we see with the adoption of the e-airway bill.
The industry in itself is not a best practice example of innovation, but it's really good to see that it's at the brink of embracing innovation.
You're definitely on the right way. So over the past days we've seen a lot of initiatives in moving forward, in innovating the industry, in finding new or applying new technologies in the industry. But I think you're somewhat behind from other logistics areas. So I work a lot where in warehousing, where you see automation, robotization, but also the use of wearables in logistic environments. You have the right vision, I guess. You're on the right way, but now it's taking that next step, putting it to a business case and actually moving forward.
I feel honored to be selected as the winner, but I must say we are all winners, and I'm very grateful for Danny and Caroline to be here today and this whole week, because I couldn't have done it without their support.